Hello and welcome to All Sports Takes. We got our week 8 predictions. John, before we start though, let's recap that Thursday night football game. We both chose the Vikings. The Rams ended up winning 30-20.
Mm.
What are your thoughts on that game?
I think the Rams are back. I think they could definitely compete for a playoff spot.
Yeah, Cooper Cup looked really good. I thought Puka Nacua looked amazing as well.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford, the whole team looked good. Kyron Williams, the offense was clicking on all cylinders. It was definitely a surprising win. Before that game, your record, John, 65-42 for the season. My record, 63-44. So you're only 2 games ahead of your boy. What are your thoughts on that, John?
I'm not scared.
You're not scared. Well, I have a feeling. I just have a feeling you might pick the Patriots this week. I think, I think it's gonna be pretty good for me. But first, before we get to that, we have the Packers
Mm.
versus the Jaguars. Who do you got in this one?
Pretty simple game for me. I'm just gonna pick the Packers. It's an easy pick for me. I don't really want to question it. I don't really think there's a possibility where Jacksonville wins this game. So I'm gonna go Packers 33-20.
Yeah, no, I actually do. I'm going to pick the Packers as well, obviously, but I do think that there's a possibility that the Jags win this one. Jags looked pretty decent in their last game. Remember, they beat the Patriots, I think, right? And
Yep.
then a bye, or they didn't have a bye, but it was the London game.
London. Yeah.
I was watching Tom Grossi's podcast, and he was talking about how this is a trap game for the Packers. The Packers are looking forward to next week against the Lions on Sunday Night Football. And so I really could see the Jaguars winning this one because it is a trap game. It is in Florida. Packers are not that good away. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Packers too. I haven't really picked against the Packers all season, and I'm going to stick with that theme. Next, we have the Cardinals versus the Dolphins. Tua is set to return. Tyreek Hill is going to be back. Jalen Waddle is back. Who do you got in this one?
I don't really think Tua coming back is really gonna help this team. He's coming off a really severe injury. It's been like 3 weeks since he's last played football, maybe even four at this point. I'm not really sure. So for that reason, I think they're going to be pretty much the same team they were last week or the weeks without him. So I'm going to pick the Cards here 24-17. I think it'll be a close game. I really like the Cardinals. They got a big win against the Chargers last week. It wasn't like the prettiest win, but they got it done. And I think they'll be able to pull out a win here.
Yeah, the Cardinals are the most inconsistent team in the NFL right now. I think most people can agree on that. They're always hot and then cold. Um, the Dolphins, Tua's back. I think that you're wrong. I think the team completely changes now that they have a quarterback who can actually throw the ball. That opens up opportunities for Achane because the secondary is going to have to play back. And also, they're playing the Cardinals, one of the worst secondaries in the league, one of the worst defenses in the league. I don't think last Monday night showed that they have a good defense since they were playing the Chargers. Chargers don't have a good offense. We all know that. And so I just think that the Dolphins are gonna just kind of pound the ball to Tyreek Hill. They're gonna feed the ball to Achane, and I just think that their offense is gonna overwhelm the Cardinals. So I had the Dolphins winning in a comeback game, 34-13.
How was that a comeback game?
The Dolphins? Did I say the Cardinals?
You said the Dolphins win in a comeback game 34-13. How was it a comeback game if it's like
No, 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 like
34?
comeback for their season.
Oh, okay, okay.
All right, next we got the Jets versus the Patriots. I'll go first on this one. I got the Jets. I thought the Jets looked relatively good against the Steelers last week. And I do think that Devontae Adams needs to just start growing into his team more, and he'll start meshing as the season progresses. The Patriots don't look good. They lost to the Jaguars. We all knew that was going to happen. Their only bright spot is Drake May, I do have to say. But I think you have to be realistic here. This is a must-win game for the Jets. They're going to be playing their hearts out, and so the Jets are going to win this one, 27-10.
So, been taking the Patriots a lot recently. I'm just really kind of sad we haven't won a game. And I really wanted to pick the Patriots this week, but I was only 2 games ahead, so I knew Andrew was going to pick the Jets. So I went ahead and I picked the Jets. I think we're going to win the game. I would not be surprised. We're going to split with the Jets. We always split with the Jets if we don't 2-0 them. So I really want to pick the Patriots, but I just can't risk it. So I'll be picking the Jets this week, 23-20. I think Drake May's gonna have another great game. He's the best rookie QB out of all the QBs. I think he's better than Jaden Daniels. I really do. I really do.
Yeah, you
So
know it's
yeah.
bad, as John said a couple weeks ago, when you start going for games based on how your friend votes on that game rather than what you actually think. And I think that John did say that to me. And Ravens Browns. I got the Ravens. I do think it might be close. I do like Jameis Winston as a QB, but the Ravens have just been a dominant force that cannot be stopped. And so I have the Ravens winning this one in a low scoring affair, 20-16.
Yeah, I also have the Ravens here. I don't think it'll be much of a game. Deshaun Watson's out for the season. DTR is going to be their quarterback. Or did they pick up Bailey Zappi? They picked up Bailey Zappi, right?
Jameis Winston's their
Oh
QB.
yeah, Jameis Winston. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think Jameis Winston's a bad quarterback. You know, he's a gunslinger. He's gonna be pushing the ball down the field. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns have one of their best offensive games of the season. But I still think the Ravens are just too good. So I'm gonna have the Ravens winning here 30-27. Kind of a close game. I think it'll be close.
The high scoring affair. Personally, these two foes, they know each other very well. It's a division matchup. Usually they don't go high scoring in the AFC North. Next, we have the Eagles versus the Bengals in one of the games of the week. You know who I'm going to pick here. I'm going to pick the Bengals, and I think that we're missing two of our starting tackles, which is rough. But I think I trust a more I just trust the Bengals offense to outscore the Eagles offense more. I think Jalen Hurts is more turnover prone than that Joe Burrow. And I don't necessarily trust Nick Sirianni as a coach. I think it'll be either a blowout or a really close game. But it is a hard game to predict. That's for gosh darn sure. But I got the Bengals winning this one, 34-30.
Mm. Yeah. So my thinking when doing these picks is I was like, I want to pick the Jets so I can pick the Eagles this week. I will be taking the Eagles. I don't think the Bengals have really had a good win all season. I mean, they beat the Giants without Malik Neighbors. They beat the who did they play last week? The Browns. They beat the Browns. Um,
But again, the teams that we have lost to, we've lost to them close, and these are the best teams in the league. Ravens,
so
we
the
lost by last second field goal in overtime. We
so the
lost to the Chiefs. We lost to the Chiefs with another last second 50-yard field goal. And then I'm gonna say that week one game against the Patriots, the Bengals always suck week one. We kind of knew we were gonna lose that game. And
yeah
then our other loss was against Commanders, who are 5-2 and a really good team as well. And so I just think you have to put in context about how bad those losses have been. How
yeah.
bad?
Well, I also think the Eagles are a really good team too. I think they really showed last week against the Giants what they really can be. I think the Giants are a good team too. So I think the Eagles do win this game. Nick Sirianni is getting a lot of criticism, but I really think he's a good coach. I don't think he's that bad of a coach like people are like hating on him. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna have a good game. AJ Brown could have a good game. The Bengals DBs cannot cover anything, especially when they play a good receiver. So I would be expecting AJ Brown to have a good game. So I'll pick the Eagles here 2020.
That's just it's just a straight up lie because like every single team we played against the Rasheed Rice Chiefs, and Rasheed did not ball out. Just saying. We played against Zay Flowers and the Ravens. Zay Flowers got like 5 fantasy points.
Look how Terry McLaurin. What did Terry McLaurin do to you?
Okay, yeah, yeah. I get what you mean, but it's not every single game. It's
I mean,
just
Rasheed Rice and Zay Flowers aren't even like they're not like that good. I mean, they're good, but they're not AJ Brown level good.
yeah, that's true. Okay.
I don't know.
Colts versus the Texans. So you chose the Eagles, right?
Yeah, I'm choosing the Eagles. Yeah.
Colts versus the Texans. Who do you got in this one?
I think this is actually a pretty interesting game. The Texans are coming off a rough loss last week to the Packers. Game-winning field goal from the Packers. I still think the Texans are a really good team, and I do think they sweep the Colts this year. 2-0. I know it's a division game, and I think 1-1's more realistic, but I just don't like the way the Colts have been playing. AR-15's been turning the ball over a lot. He's making some bad decisions. But so I will be taking the Texans here 27-14.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about the Colts, they've been getting the job done. And if we look at the Texans, you were talking about strength of schedule, teams that they beat in. They lost to the Vikings and the Packers. They beat the Jags, Patriots, Bears, Bills. I wouldn't say those are necessarily good teams except the Bills. And so I guess what I'm getting at here is I'm going to pick the Colts. I think that the Colts have actually been getting the job done. And there's a lot to be said about having your defense go and do the dirty work, stopping a pivotal offense. And I think that, the Colts can get this job done. AR maybe plays a little bit better against this weaker Texans defense. And so yeah, I'm gonna have the Colts winning this one actually in my upset of the week. Next, we have the Titans versus the Lions. I have the Lions. Lions look amazing. Enough said. An amazing game against the Vikings last week. I know that the Titans probably are a little good, but they just got rid of Hopkins, and so I just have to go with the Lions here.
Yeah, same here. Just the Lions. I mean, not really to say much. They look like the best team in the NFL, in my opinion.
The Bucks lost Chris Godwin and they lost Mike Evans on Monday Night Football against the Ravens, and they lost the game. They are injury prone, and they're facing the Falcons, who had a terrible loss last week. With that being said, I'm still going to pick the Falcons because I just don't really trust the Bucks offense when they are literally when they have no starting players. So I have the Falcons winning this one.
Yeah, they literally have no receivers to throw the ball to, so I will be picking the Falcons also. I don't know who Baker Mayfield's going to throw the ball to this week. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. It's sad. Them and the Panthers, they have no wide receivers to throw to this week. The
Yeah.
Saints, without Derek Carr, are the worst team in the NFL. Um, and I think that is going to continue. Spencer Rattler is going to start again, and so I have the Chargers winning this one. Simple as that. Chargers defense is too good. He's going to clamp up that Saints offense.
Yeah, same here. Now I've been a big Chargers fan the whole season, so
Chargers are
uh,
so underrated, bro. I hate to say it. Like they don't really have that many good wins. They lost, and their offense is terrible. Their offense can't get more than 20 points a game.
hey, as
They
you said
play
before, you got
they play like Michigan football in the NFL, where they only run the ball, except they have like when he has targets a top five QB, and they're doing nothing with him. I feel bad for Justin Herbert.
hey, Andrew, as you said before, as long as they get in the win, this is literally they're literally the
Oh,
Colts.
it's
They're the
true.
exact same
I
team as
mean,
the
it's
Colts.
true. But the difference is like the media constantly glazes the Chargers. With the Colts, nobody ever talks about them.
Yeah, that's true. That's respectable. But yeah, I have the Chargers here. I just don't think Spencer Rattler's that good. They need Derek Carr back. They had a lot of injuries last week too, which didn't really help. But yeah,
Next, I think we got probably the most exciting matchup: the Bills
yeah.
versus the Seahawks. Both teams are very hot. Bills won last week, 34-10 against the Titans. They got the job done, and yeah, just a good game. And then the Seahawks won as well. I don't know who to pick for this one. I'm halfway. I don't know. Who do you got in this one, John?
It's a pretty hard pick for me. I think the Seahawks, like probably their biggest one of the season last week, best one of the season by far. Just a really dominant performance against the Falcons. But I think the Bills are a really good team this year. They got Amari Cooper. I think that's really going to help them out. Just adds another threat to the offense that was already good with no receivers, and you add a really good receiver. It's just going to make them a whole lot better. So I think the Bills are going to be able to pull this one out. 34-33, very close game, very exciting game. Probably the game of the week in my opinion. Even though if like it's not like the headline game of the week, I think it will be the game of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Bills too. I think too, and it's going to be close. I think it'll be a little lower scoring, but Amari Cooper, you're right. He does make the difference here, and so I got them winning 27-20.
Mm-hmm.
Bears versus Commanders. Bears are so overrated, bro. They're gonna lose this game to Marcus Mariota, the Marcus Mariota led Commanders, because the Bears. Let's look at their strength of schedule. They beat the Panthers. They beat the Jaguars. They beat the Rams without Cup and Nakua. They beat the Titans. Those are some terrible wins. I'm sick of people saying that the Bears are good. They're not a good team. And this is in Washington. The Commanders are an actual good team, so I think the Commanders are going to win this one. And I got them winning 35-17.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, Marcus Mariota looked super good last week. I know they were playing the Panthers, but he looked really good. I mean, he was just lining up after Jan Daniels got injured. He is questionable for this game, so he might play. But either way, if Jan Daniels doesn't play or Marcus Mariota plays, I still have the Commanders winning. I don't think the Bears are all that. I think it'll be a close game, though. I don't think the Bears are going to go down so easily. I think the Commanders are going to stay until the very end, kick a game-winning field goal, maybe get a good stop on defense. But I got the Commanders winning 27-25.
Yeah, it may be close. I don't know. The Bears defense is good. We all know that. Chiefs Raiders. I got the Chiefs. I have a buddy who's gonna going out to this game. Big Raiders fan, but Chiefs are gonna win this one. Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't know what your friend was doing choosing the Chiefs Raiders game when he played the Chiefs, but hey, if you want to see the Chiefs play, that's a good game to go to, though. I also got the Chiefs.
Next, we got the Panthers Broncos. I feel the exact same way. Broncos are going to win this one. Bryce Young has nobody to throw to, and it's Bryce Young.
Yeah, I don't know why Bryce Young would be starting. I mean, sure, Andy Dalton has a
Andy Dalton
like
got in
one.
a car crash. That's why.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Well, I got Broncos either way. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's just out for the week, but
Oh,
yeah, minor injuries I've heard. Cowboys, 49ers, what the scriptwriters probably thought would be a really good game going into week 8 is turning into a crappy Sunday night football game. The 49ers winning this one, I just think they're a better overall team than the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are going to fall to 3-4. Simple as that.
yeah, I think this is a really difficult game to pick. I mean, I just don't really like. It's just such a hard game to pick. I
Yeah.
mean, the Cowboys haven't really looked good in these past couple weeks, but they just have such a good team that any day they could just come out and play amazing. Same with the 49ers. Deebo Samuel should be back. I think he just had a little sickness, and that's why he wasn't able to play last week against the Chiefs. But I think he should be back this game. Should be good. And for that reason, I'll be taking the 49ers 23-22. Really close game.
Next, Steelers and the Giants. The poor Giants are riddled with injuries, and Russell Wilson looks too good of George Pickens, and so I just can't go against the Steelers this week. And I think they're going to have an offensive show. I have them winning 27-13.
This is another really hard game for me. I think Andrew's kind of not giving the Giants enough credit. They have Malik Neighbors and Wandale Robinson back, Daniel Jones. And that trio, I think, has a lot of potential going forward in the NFL. And I really like them. And I know Russell Wilson and George Pickens looked really good last week against the Jets, who are a really good defensive team, too. But I think I'm going to take the upset here. I think I'm going to pick the Giants.
I love that from you, John. That's great. I love those upset picks that you take. That means we have 4 differentials going into this game week: the Steelers game, the Colts game, the Dolphins game, and the Bengals game. Who
Mm,
knows? But
pretty
anyway,
interesting.
those are our week 8 predictions.
I'm excited.
Excited as can be. Thank you for watching All Sports Takes. Hopefully, all goes well. Hopefully, the Bengals can win. Peace.